Shivoham. Now today the topic, right, is a topic that affects every single human being who is alive, right? And the topic is how to transform anger, right? There is not a single person I know of who doesn't have anger and who doesn't have problems because of anger. In fact, you have to know the human journey is about transformation of anger, is about transformation from anger to love. That's why, Lord Shiv took birth as Rudra, and his Rudra form was very angry, ferocious. He was just howling because that is how every single soul is born, as Rudra. And in this journey of human life, you are purified, right? Through different tests and challenges, you are purified till you come to your benevolent Shiva state. In Hinduism, this purification process, is a ritualistic process called Abhishek. Every single god, especially Rudra, they do Abhishek. You do Abhishek with water, Ganga Jal, milk, Panchamrit, ghee, honey. Every single item you use in Abhishek has got a significance. Ganga Jal means you have to cleanse yourself with purity. Milk is a cleansing agent. Curd is your power of transformation. Honey is the sweetness inside you. Right? Ghee is the abundance inside you. Then lots of fruit juices are given. And not only that, you do Abhishek with even poisonous substances like dhatura, right? Aak fruit, which means you should have the capacity to take in poison, take in negativity. Then Abhishek is done with bhasma, vibhuti, means ashes, the power of detachment. Ultimately, all of us have to become ash. Right? So all these Abhishek items have got significance, which actually denote our true properties, which have to come out after this cleansing. Now we have to understand what is anger, because in order to understand this topic, which is very deep, it is not just one aspect of life, it is your life itself. In order to understand this topic, we have to actually learn every lesson of human birth. I will try to cover as much as possible with all of you today. So, anger, first understand what is anger and what are the circumstances in which you feel angry. Right? Understand when all do you feel angry. In order to transform, in order to evolve yourself, in order to break any habit, you have to get into the mode of questioning yourself. Ask yourself, what are the situations that make you angry? You will notice you are angry. Firstly, if you feel someone has attacked you, someone has deceived you, right? So one is someone has attacked you, someone has deceived you, right? You feel that someone is not responding to you the way you want him to. And you feel you are invalidated. You're not acknowledged. Whenever you feel something comes in the path of your goal, you are angry. When you feel something obstructs you, someone obstructs you, you are angry. You can say anger is the kind of resistance, is the kind of response that you give when you find resistance between what you want and what is happening. Right? So you can say anger is an emotion that comes up because of the resistance that you feel, right? And do you think this anger can be a positive emotion? Many times people say that anger is a positive emotion. Yes, if you look at it in one particular way, you can say anger comes to bring something positive in your life, which is anger comes to give you the much needed energy to break this resistance. Whatever resistance you feel, it gives you the much needed energy to clear this resistance, to transform this resistance, right? To override this resistance. Because in normal circumstances, you could not have done something. But when you are really angry, after that, you don't care about it and you can do it. It helps you to change situations which you could not have changed normally. Sometimes we take things lying down. We ignore. We think we can tolerate it. But actually, life is not about tolerating anything. Human journey is not about compromises, is not about sacrifices. It is about the power of transformation. If you are compromising, if you are adjusting, if you are allowing others to ride over you, you are allowing people to get with what they want just because you don't want to lose favor, understand the problem will become bigger and bigger and bigger. Till a time comes when you say, I can't take it anymore. And after that, the energy that comes tells you to stop, change, right? Transform. And that is how people have, done big things like revolutions. They have stood against social injustice. They have brought about so many different, new changes in this world has come because people have got angry. But the anger that we know of, do you think it is a positive thing to have? Because when the same anger goes out of control, right, you become too aggressive. And people, they just lose that energy into wrong means of expression. People generally express it in three different ways. One type of people they become properly aggressive. They start venting out, shouting, abusing, throwing things, becoming physically violent, right? Or trying to take revenge or trying to harm someone to get their anger feelings out. So one is those people are who become aggressive in the external world. Some people, what they do is they turn their aggression inwards, right? Because they are so angry that why I cannot do anything, they divert their aggression inwards. They blame themselves, they punish themselves, they sabotage themselves. Whatever gives them happiness, whatever gives them fulfillment, they start denying themselves the same thing because they feel I don't deserve, right? And the third kind of people, they respond to it very passively. They cut off from people, right? They just cut off. They close their heart. They just give up hope that this situation cannot be changed by me, right? But this anger comes out in subtle ways. Like they don't work the way they want to. They drag themselves to do things. They purposely don't complete things. They purposely don't respond, right? Or you can say that these people, resort to sarcasm. They become cynical, right? So anger, you can say, as Buddha said, it's like a hot coal which you're holding in your hand, thinking you're flinging at someone, but it's actually burning you. It's like a hot fire which either burns you or burns the world around you. Many people have this problem of anger. And because of this, it is disastrous for their relationships. It is disastrous for their careers. It is disastrous for their friendships, for anything in life. Because when you are angry, you get so engulfed by this emotion that your intelligence doesn't function. In presence of anger, you cannot have intelligence. You cannot find a solution to the resistance that has come. Right? I have long meditated to find the answer that is it possible to live without anger in this world? I want to tell you what I discovered in my spiritual journey. Right? In my spiritual journey, I discovered ultimately we have to live with zero anger. There is absolutely no need of anger in this world. Absolutely no need. Anger is a wrong emotion. We are supposed to live without a single emotion like rage, anger, victimization, etc. Although it seems very hard to understand, and that is what I'm going to talk about in this workshop. That actually it is possible to live in this world with absolutely no anger. If you see Buddha, do you think he was ever angry? If you see Krishna, do you think he was ever angry? You see Ram, was he ever angry? In fact, even after killing the demons, they were the ones, who used to, respectfully honor them. Like Lord Ram, after killing Ravan, he instructed his brother to go and stand at Ravan's feet to take lessons of dharma from him. So there was no anger in him. You can understand, you can take every single action in this world without anger. You can even kill someone without anger. I mean, if you want to really say in a very exaggerated way. You can take any action in this world with no anger at all. It is an action. It is a response to the situation. You can tell someone no. You can tell someone this is not allowed without anger. Something like how you handle your small child. Right? How do you handle your small child? Your child does some mistake. Your child doesn't listen to you. You don't get angry. Right? Normally, you don't get angry. You patiently understand the child. So once you transform it, it no longer remains anger. Right? Because our true state is just one. And what is our true state? Love. Anger is the opposite of love. Till you are angry, you are not in a state of love. And when you are in a state of love, right? When you are in a state of love, you can transform everything in life. Anger shows that you don't have the power of transformation. When you meet a resistance to your goal, a resistance to your expectation, you are angry. Angry means you are helpless, right? You doubt the situation, the person. You feel victimized. You cannot trust. You feel helpless. You feel frustrated. You cannot accept this situation. You don't have hope and you don't have power to transform is anger. Anger comes basically because you are not tuned to your true nature. Anger tells you that you cannot do anything about it. So what comes out is smoke and light. Yes, I repeat. Anger tells you that in this situation of resistance, you cannot do anything. So what comes out is smoke and light. Nothing actually transforms. Nothing changes. No resistance is removed. So you can understand, you become angry because you think you cannot transform the situation because you are helpless. Because the situation in front of you is too big, is too daunting. You cannot change it because of several reasons. And that's what we are going to work today on. So you can understand that anger is the opposite of the power of transformation. Right? It is the opposite of this power. And actually, slowly, I will tell you how to come, how to realize anger is totally opposite to the power of love. Because love has got the power to transform everything. Right? I always like to understand human life as the battle between light and dark. Did you notice that how light has got the power to destroy darkness? And darkness is, what is darkness? Darkness is ignorance. Darkness are those feelings that we just spoke about. Feelings of not being supported in the Mooladhara chakra. Feeling of being attacked in the Swadhisthana chakra. Feelings of being powerless in the Manipur chakra. Feelings that I cannot trust in the Anahata chakra. Feelings that I cannot transform, I don't have a solution in the Vishuddha chakra. Feelings that I cannot accept it in the Agya chakra. And feelings that I don't have any hope in the crown chakra. This is darkness. Right? It is the ego in which every jiva who is not yet enlightened is engulfed in. It is the mind. Darkness is the mind. It is the mind that pulls you into definitions, into the world of forms, into different definitions. It is the mind which is full of darkness. But what is your true state? Your true state is light. Right? And where does light reside? In your heart. The truth. And this spiritual journey is all about giving the power from the mind to the heart. But it's a very long journey. It takes years. It could take several births. Right? What I tell you is we have to be prepared. It takes time. It's not easy. But yes, there are tools and techniques available to reach there. Today, we'll be doing a meditation also to release anger. So, as I said, that we can understand this human journey as the battle between light and dark. Ultimately, light has to win. And what is light? Light is God. Light is clarity. Light is truth. Light is all knowing. Right? And light is so subtle. It is so pleasing. It is full of knowledge. So ultimately, when the light falls on the darkness, darkness never wins. Darkness never wins. What wins is light. And how does it win? Does it kill it? Does it destroy it with hatred? Understand, does light destroy the darkness into small, small pieces with hatred? No. Light just envelops darkness, hugs it, loves it, and finally makes darkness like itself. Light is love, and it is oneness, and it is union. And that is what you are supposed to do with every single resistance you meet in life. Every single challenge, every single obstacle. is a darkness in your consciousness, right? You have to throw the light of your soul on it and ultimately become one with the knowledge. And for this, all the techniques, what I teach you, the release technique, it really helps. You have to just look at darkness. When you keep on looking at darkness, it is your light which is looking at the darkness. Keep on looking. A time comes which takes around 25-30 minutes. It dissolves and you become one with it. The light becomes one with the dissolved darkness. So again, I repeat, darkness or anger is an emotion you can live completely without. You don't have to learn to manage anger. You have to learn to transform anger into love. And love has got many names, many forms. It can be described in many ways. Love is the lesson of all the 7 chakras. Right? Every single lesson of the chakra is lesson of love. So let us revise the lessons of the chakras quickly. What is the lesson of the root chakra? That you are supported. And that is love. When you tune to it, you can transform many situations. Whenever any resistance comes, you're not fearful because you know it is my birthright to be supported. Why do you feel angry at situations? Because you feel threatened. You feel that it is going to disturb my survival. Yes or no? So you think only way I can do is I have to attack it. But the day you realize that it is my nature to be supported, you are able to be calm in that situation and transform the situation with light. So this makes us come to a very vital thing. That why do we react? Why do we just, spew out negativity when we are confronted with the situation? Because we feel threatened. That our survival is at stake. Right? I have to protect my dignity. I have to protect my identity. I have to protect my family, my job. But do you think by attacking you're able to protect? Right? Because if you again get engulfed in this emotion of anger, again I repeat, intelligence will not function. So what we have to do, we have to just be calm. And when you are calm, intelligence dawns and we are able to find a solution. So we are angry because we feel threatened, which is against the lesson that we have to tune to, which is of the Mooladhara chakra, which is the lesson that you are supported. Life supports you. Nothing in this world can be so harmful that it will pull you back. Another reason we get so angry is because we think this thing is pulling me back. Whatever I have done is destroyed because of this. Means my progress will rewind. Because of this person, my efforts will be sabotaged. This is, the fears of the Swadhisthana chakra. But I learned something very beautiful in my journey. Nothing in this world can pull you back. Because the nature of life is growth. Everything is destined to grow. You think you can have a temporary loss or a betrayal or a separation. Right? But that is also growth. It is growth of your consciousness. And the more and more you are aligned to growth, the situation outside of you is also growth. So the day you understand that actually nothing can sabotage me, why to fear? Why to be angry? You're going to grow anyway. Right? So tuning to the lessons of life In Mooladhar, that I am supported. In Swadhisthana, that I am nurtured. In Manipur, what is the reason you get angry? Because you cannot accept the opinions of others. That why he's behaving like this. I want him to behave like this. I want him to think like this. Why is he thinking like this? Right? So we get angry because, because of the difference of opinions. What we have to do in that situation? We have to realize there is a power of communication. We have the power of transformation. And ultimately, the truth will win. You have got a certain viewpoint, the other person has got a certain viewpoint. Ultimately, the true viewpoint is going to remain. So why to fear? So the day you realize the power of truth, that everyone has to align to the power of truth, then this feeling of powerlessness, victimization, anger that comes because of difference of opinions will go away. Then in the heart chakra, you have so many expectations because you have defined how things should be, right? You have boxed up people in definitions. And when you see that the definition is different or the people are behaving differently than what I want them to, you get angry. But why are you controlling? Why are you controlling how people should be and how a situation should be? My journey also has been, to transform from Rudra, because I have worked very hard on managing anger. And in this journey, I learned a lot of lessons. And because of this, I feel today I'm qualified to hold this webinar. But it is very, very difficult. Because this emotion of anger, right, it is, you can say, so gripping that by the time you realize your lessons, it's already out. So when you are angry, that emotion grips you so tightly that whatever you have learned goes for a toss. So what happens? You end up shouting, you end up putting someone down, right? You end up spewing your helplessness and frustration. But human journey is about learning. I always love a sentence that it is not what happens with you. It is what you make yourself because of the situation. It is how you transform because of what happens to you. And I think the person who continuously transforms with the situations is the winner. He is the winner because he continuously transforms himself with every single challenge of life. Ultimately, life is a drama. It's a story. Don't see the story. Don't think that a perfect person's story has to be perfect. Don't think that he should have an ideal physical health or he should have a perfect family, lot of wealth, lot of success. Not necessary. Right? Not necessary. It is your definition that being rich is good. But you see the saints of India. You see Brahmana Maharishi. You see the saints. You see Sai Baba. They loved being in the simplistic conditions they were in. So, not necessary you should have an ideal family, a perfect family. Not necessary. It is the story of your life and what became of you because of the story. Like Guru Nanak, the Guru of the Sikhs, he lost his sons. Right? So we can understand that a lot of traumatic things can happen in this journey. But it is what became of you in this journey is what matters. It is how your soul evolves. So we have to understand that ultimately life is a drama and it is a leela. It's a story happening. And ultimately you can come out of anger completely when you rise above this world, like Lakshmi on a lotus. Because ultimately the world is a muck. Lots of things will happen in this world, right? It will be ultimately dirty water. And you have to rise above with purity. You cannot expect the world to be nice, because the purpose of this world is to teach you lessons. And you will learn lessons by falling, by making mistakes. If you align with the negativity, you will go deeper in the muck. Can you fight with the muck? Can you fight? No, you will go further. So only way to come out of muck is to sit on a lotus. Because the stem of the lotus is in the muck. The lotus is nurtured by the muck. So you have to respect the world. You have to be in the world but not of the world. Only then actually you can completely come out of anger. Because you have to stop aligning to the stories around you. Because you have to realize that every single story is happening to realize you. Every single story is shining you, shining your personality. When you learn to fight your challenges, handle your challenges, knowing that you are supported, your personality of being eternal comes out. When you learn to stand up for yourself, to honor yourself, right? When you learn these lessons of creativity, of living different roles in this world, right? Your lessons of Swadhisthana shine in your personality. When you learn lessons that I have power to handle every single situation in this world, you shine like a sun in your personality. The sun doesn't need power from anyone. The power comes from internal. From its internal self, the power of the sun comes. Similarly, your power doesn't come from people, right? Your power is internal. When you learn to trust, have faith, have love, your heart blossoms and your personality shines forth. Right? When you understand that for every single situation, I have got a solution, your Vishuddha chakra opens and your intelligent self shines in your personality. When you learn to accept things, you start seeing the reality of this world. You're seeing the world with two eyes, but actually you have to see from the third eye. Right? Similarly, when you learn to have gratitude, hope, contentment, your power of oneness shines in your personality. So you have to stop thinking what is happening in the world and start realizing what is coming out because of this story. Because of this story, who is being revealed? Your beautiful idol is being revealed, that this is you. And the more and more you start getting aligned to this, your outer world starts reflecting it. You have harmonious relationships. You have got a fulfilling career. You are happy in your life. Everything starts reflecting your oneness, your goodness with divine. So now one question I want to ask you. As I was talking about the different chakras, right? Where predominantly anger comes from, which chakra? Anger actually resides in the Guru chakra, which is the throat chakra. And that's why this thing about rishis, about rishis being very angry comes in picture. There are rishis like Vishwamitra, sage Vashishta, who were very benevolent. And there are rishis like Bhrigu, Durvasa, who were known to be angry. Right? And it is the throat chakra, which is the chakra of truth, Vishuddha chakra, where anger resides. And that's why anger is an expression. Most of the people express it, either outwardly, inwardly, or passive. Okay? And basically, it is the throat chakra, and I'll give you a very beautiful, correlation of how it is the throat chakra. Okay? Now, which is the chakra for transformation? Which chakra out of your 7 chakras is the one where darkness is converted to light? Throat chakra is the chakra for transformation. It is the chakra of light. Guru. Guru is what? Right? Guru is the one who removes darkness. And throat chakra is the Guru chakra. It is the throat chakra through which you can transform. Today, if I am transforming you, it is also through throat chakra. It is the chakra for expression and not necessarily spoken expression. If today I am a writer and I write books, it is my expression. If I am a singer, if I am a painter, my expression is my work. And it is all through the throat chakra. Whether I paint, whether I dance, whether I sing, right? Or whether I write, it is through my throat chakra. And throat chakra is the chakra for transformation. It is the chakra for light, right? And if you see the Pancha Tattva, Mooladhar has got earth, Swadhisthana water, Manipur fire, Anahat air, the throat chakra ether, vacuum, space through which light travels. Right? So it is the throat chakra in which anger resides. And you will notice that when you get angry, the stress comes actually in the throat. Right? And here we have got certain receptors which try to stop you from speaking when you're very angry. You cannot find words when you're very angry because your body is trying to stop you from this wrongful expression. A very big harm that comes from anger is guilt. Right? It's guilt. A lot of people who are not able to manage their anger become guilty. Right? They start self-harming themselves. That because of me, this person was hurt. Because of me, this got destroyed. Because of me, my company thinks like this of me. Because I could not control my anger. So one very big side effect of anger is self-harm that comes because of guilt. Right? But what happens is, if you are guilty, it's not going to help you. Right? Because when you are guilty, you are sending a message to the world. I'm wrong, please punish me. And what better way to be punished than continuing to be angry? So, I teach people how to come out of guilt, because guilt makes you closed from your own power of transformation. Because you have defined that you are wrong. And for this, what I would advise you is, first, dissociate from your actions. If today you are angry, if today you have done a violence because of anger, you have shouted, you have belittled someone, understand it is not you. It is the darkness in you which created the situation. It was not something that you wanted. If you did something that you truly wanted, you would not have done this. So why are you associating with your darkness? Because you are not darkness. You are light. So any kind of mistake you do in your life, please don't associate with it. It happened because of darkness. He is the one who made you do it. And that's why I love a very beautiful sentence of Lord Krishna. There is a song, Maiya, main nahi makhan khayo. There is a song of Lord Krishna where, his mother catches him that you have been eating butter, right? And you have been stealing butter. So Krishna says, Maya, mother, I did not eat the butter. It was my friends. They forced me to do it. I didn't do it. And that is the truth. You never are angry. You never do mistakes. You never harm someone, belittle someone, insult someone. You never are violent. It is the darkness in you which makes you do it. So what you have to do, you have to dissociate. It's not me. It's not my nature. Because till you think you are doing it, how can you come out of it? So first, accept it is not me and it is not something I want to do. I want to tune to my true nature, which is light, which is love. I want to do things with love and not with hatred. Because anger seeks to separate you from people. Anger tells you disconnect, harm, attack, belittle. But that is not your nature. Your nature is love. Right? So, it is the throat chakra, the chakra of the guru, the chakra of light, which is also the place from where anger emerges. As you start learning the lessons of life, you transform your anger into light. You become light. Yes, understand every single situation you can handle with the light within you. Every situation has got a way to handle it. Okay? Now, what are one of the 6 ways? Firstly, you can communicate. You can talk. You can understand the person. For this, you should have empathy, patience, understanding to truly understand why the person did what he did. And second, you can express, you can communicate, you can tell your truth. So while it takes patience to listen, it takes power to convey. So first is you can communicate. Second, you have to realize your power in the situation. In every situation which is resistance you have in your life, you have power. You have power because of what you give to the world. As a mother, you have power over your child because you are a mother. As a child, you have power over your mother because you are a child. As a wife, you have power over your spouse. As a husband, you have power over your wife. You have power over your boss because of what you give to the company. Your boss has got power over you because of the position he gives you. So you have power over your friends because of the value you give to them. So in every situation, you have power. Use that power to remove the resistance. Third, you have intelligence. You are creative. You can find a way out to remove the resistance. So use your intelligence to find a solution. Fourth, if the resistance or the problem is something you can live without, detach. Why to cling on to it? Why? Why can't you just let go, forgive, detach? And what is the next? There are some things we can't detach from, right? Some things we just can't break free and come out. What you can do, you can rise above it. That nothing can affect me because finally it is a world of muck. Something like, suppose in your family, your parents always have fights between each other. And there is a negativity. And you realize you cannot do much about it. Right? Being a child, why can't you rise above it? That it's okay, I can't do much, but let me not be affected by it. Maybe in your city there are things happening and you cannot do, but you have to rise above. And lastly, the last thing is have trust and patience, that ultimately truth manifests. Today, the situation can look very difficult and very daunting. Ultimately, the truth will manifest. So these are one of the 6 ways in which you can solve any situation. But solution will not come if you're angry, if you're blaming people, blaming yourself, blaming God. You have to realize every single situation is coming to invoke your power of transformation. And ultimately, you will realize your power of transformation is love. With love, you can transform anything. Love is not weak. Love is strong. Love can encompass, it can envelop, it can change. And that is your power. Right? See, understand, if a person has ruined your family and you have anger, because of the anger, you will feel victimized, you cannot trust, and you cannot find a solution. First is accept that this thing has happened. When you accept, you have to become responsible to handle this situation. When you become responsible, right, and when you trust that nothing happens unless there is a lesson behind it. Okay, maybe the situation happened because you allowed it to happen. Now you have to see what can you do to come out of it. Can you let go? Can you detach? Can you forgive? Can you find empowerment within to rise like a phoenix from the ashes? Right? What has happened has happened. If you cannot do anything about it to recover, you can at least now get empowered and rise. As I said, nothing happens to destroy you. Everything happens to give you progress. Progress in your consciousness. Your thing reminds me of a person who had consultation with me recently. In his case, what happened was that in his family, his father died a very unnatural death, and his father had lot of loans taken from many people. Right? And what happened was, as a family, they could not protest against the father. So their father even took the loans from the children and used to threaten all the people in the family. Ultimately, the father died because of mysterious circumstances. And now, what happens is, lot of people have come and usurped their properties. So now they are left with no property of their own, and people are still asking them money. Now the family is living in lot of terror, because there are a lot of people who are coming to demand money, and their properties are also taken off by them. So what I told him in counseling is, all of you, because there are 4 children, all of you have long lived with dependency. You have not been able to stand against your father. You have never been able to stop him from his wrong actions. And today you are living in a very victimized state. And only, today the lesson that you need to learn is lesson of power. This situation has happened because of the cumulative effect of what you allowed to happen. Now, instead of feeling fearful and instead of running away, your solution now is to face the situation. You have to now go against the people who have taken your property. You have to now fight for justice. Because when you are on the side of truth, he is with you. Just like in Mahabharata, the Pandavas were on the side of truth, so Krishna was with them. So whenever you are on the side of dharma, on the side of the lessons of the chakras, God is with you. So you have to know that, and whatever has happened, I repeat, it is because of what you allowed to happen. So instead of taking it personally, don't take it personally. It is not happening with you. You are this. You are the person who is being revealed. Don't associate with the story. Okay? As I said very rightly, that when the anger comes, it comes like, a firecracker. It comes so fast that you cannot actually stop it. Because anger comes from your darkness. And darkness energy is short and short-lived. It is very strong and it is very short-lived. It just erupts and it does whatever it can with that impetus. So, lot of lessons of managing anger have to do with controlling this impulse. And you can control this impulse only through meditation. In meditation, you have to look at the anger, the emotion, and dissolve it. And slowly, slowly, when you wash it, dissolve it, you give power to your soul, intelligence. That when the resisting situation comes, you have time to think. And it needs practice. It needs lot of self-introspection. It will not happen immediately. You have to slowly give power to your soul. You have to chant mantras, you have to meditate and connect with your awareness. Okay? So, let me show you a PPT in which I have made whatever I have spoken, I have made it more clear. So, if you have not understood it well, you will understand it very well from the PPT. Okay? Because these concepts are very deep and maybe you cannot understand immediately. Okay? I repeat, what is anger? Anger happens because you feel attacked, deceived, frustrated, or unfairly treated. Anger tells you that something is wrong, that something has interfered with your goals, against you, or wronged you in some ways. Okay? Anger tells you that someone or something has interfered with your goals, gone against you, or wronged you in some way. Anger can make you feel like defending yourself, attacking, or taking revenge. Positive anger is a sign that you need to take constructive action. It is a source of energy to get things done and to solve problems. So, as I said, that anger can become only a positive emotion when you transform it to love. And anger as such is an emotion you can live without. Lot of people, they say, it feels like there is a ball of fire in the middle of my chest that blurs its way straight out of my mouth and burns the people around me. And anger becomes a problem when it is an outward aggression and violence, such as shouting, swearing, slamming doors, hitting, throwing things, becoming violent. Or it is an inward aggression, such as telling yourself that you hate yourself, self-sabotaging yourself. Or it could be a passive aggression, such as ignoring people, not talking to them, not doing tasks, or deliberately doing them poorly, or being sarcastic or sulky. Anger becomes a go-to emotion, blocking out your ability to feel other emotions. And a lot of people, when you talk to them about anger, they say this: my brain goes blank and I absent-mindedly release my anger through physical violence towards myself or objects around me. I don't realize how destructive I have been until afterwards. I internalize anger and punish myself by self-harm. And anger, it can have serious consequences. to your family, loved ones, job, and even trouble with law. And physical manifestation of anger is actually all the different diseases they happen because of anger. The backache, headache, tension, insomnia, digestive disorders, stroke, heart attack, and a weakened immune system. And all the different moodiness, depressions, low self-esteem are all because of anger. As I said, anger actually affects all the 7 chakras in your body. And when people are angry, they use phrases like, always, you always do that. You never listen to me. You should, you must, not fair. So these are the phrases people use. Anger comes from definitions, references, and identifications. Now, if you see this, now what are the different perceptions? Now you can see the perceptions in the 7 chakras. Okay, this is very interesting. In the Mooladhara chakra, you feel, I am entitled to certain things. Right? You are not taking things, right, with gratitude. Right? You feel I'm entitled to certain things. Right? So anger comes when you think you are threatened. It doesn't make you realize you are entitled, but it has come to teach you some lesson. Right? It has come to teach you how to maybe defend yourself or protect yourself. But it comes from feeling that I'm entitled to certain things. In Swadhisthana chakra, you feel why I should be blamed and accused for no fault of mine. It's a perception. In Manipur chakra, I cannot tolerate. In Anahat chakra, I expect. In Vishuddha chakra, why should I listen? In third eye chakra, why should I accept? In crown chakra, I am not getting what I deserve. These are all lessons of the ego. All the perceptions of the ego. Right? And what are your different identifications? In Mooladhara chakra, that people purposely do it, they are jealous. So we act as though we are threatened. It is not we, it is our ego. It acts as though it is threatened. You don't make it your nature. You act as though you are attacked. In Swadhisthana chakra, that people are there to sabotage me. So I have to do something about it. In Manipur chakra, people are dumb. In Anahat chakra, they cannot be trusted. Vishuddha chakra, they just don't understand. In Agya chakra, their actions are just not acceptable. In the crown chakra, I have no hope. They'll continue to do it. Anger keeps you away from your true nature of transformation. It keeps you away because of these perceptions and identifications. You're defining the world. It is not making you connect to your soul, which can transform. It can transform any possible darkness to light. And what are your definitions? I am attacked and I have to counter. I have to protect myself in the Swadhisthana chakra. In the Manipur chakra, I have to threaten and put them down. In the Anahat chakra, it tells you I have to cut off from them. In the Vishuddha chakra, I have to express or bind my anger. If you control your anger, again, it is very harmful for you. In the Agya chakra, that I have to punish the offender. In the crown chakra, nothing can be done about it. So it doesn't allow the light to fall into your being. So all the anger management therapies which are there in this world, they teach you impulse control, self-awareness and meditation. These are the only three ways you can come out of anger. And lesson of anger through the lessons of the chakras. In the root chakra, what you learn in root chakra, that you are supported, right? You have to realize you are supported. You are feeling threatened because you don't realize your true nature of always being stable and supported. So there is nothing to be angry if someone attacks you. Why don't you find a solution? In the Swadhisthana chakra, realize that you are self-realizing. Don't take things personally, right? Don't think that people are there to sabotage you. You are going to grow in self-realization. Learn the art of letting go. In Swadhisthana chakra, you learn how to let go of negativity. This is the area of the intestines and the kidneys. How they absorb the nutrients and let go of what is not needed. So in this journey of self-realization, negativity will come, take it and wash off what is not needed. So realize that everything is a role play, it is a leela, you are self-realizing. In the Manipur chakra, realize that you are independent. People's opinions can never put you down. You have your opinions, people have their opinions. Ultimately, the truth will manifest. You don't have to be angry about it. You don't have to feel victimized about it. In the Anahat chakra, you have to connect to your nature of true love. That love is my nature. Cutting off, separation, revenge is not my nature. In the Vishuddha chakra, realize your power of light, that I can transform any situation in this world. In the third eye chakra, I can see the reality. When I accept, I can see what is behind it. And in the crown chakra, I am complete. That nothing is happening in this world to destroy me. Everything is happening to evolve me. Okay?